Hello and welcome to part 4. So it's time to install the heatsink on the mainboard, and I've found this, which I've decided to use preference to the other one. It's a brand new, cool, look at that, nice and new. So this one I'm going to use over the other one because I noticed the fins are soldered to the heat pipes, so that's heaps better for transfer of heat, and it's also brand new. It's got, that's like the pre-applied thermal stuff, so it's probably about 15 years old. Not to worry, we can remove that. It's got a nice new fan. It's all shiny, no rust. So yeah, very happy I found that. So I'm just going to clear my bench out the way, and one of those is, which one is it? That one was what I was going to use. Was it? Yeah, a different one. Oh, I got so many of these things floating around now. So anyway, we're going to use that one. Alright, we have our work stuff cleared off the bench, and some more work stuff. Yeah, so let's get to work. Now that our mainboard is all nicely recapped and very clean. If you look at the very first video, you'll see how disgustingly dirty this thing was. And it's probably been cleaned about 3 times. First time to clean all the crud off. Actually, probably cleaned 2 times. Maybe I can't remember. This is like taking me way too long, this project. So we're going to get it done. First of all, we're going to find the heatsink, put that back on. It is right here. I believe it's a little bit dirty. Should I clean it? Probably should. It's got foam spacer stuff around there so that it doesn't run into those little surface mount caps on there. So I'll go clean this and we'll be right back. Using the old paintbrush to get in there and get all the dirt out. Look at that. Let's go dry it off. Alright, spray it with a little contact cleaner. It evaporates fast. I'm going to scrape all that stuff off. Get a scraper for that. Alright, found a blade. Let's get the angle right. Scrape this off. Make sure I put my finger there and slice my finger. It's got like that sticky crap on there still, so I'm going to have to soak that with some stuff if I've got it. Where is it? I've noticed, you notice I use this stuff. It's not like that one. Hey, where has it gone? They're both the purifier. Anyway, I had one that was thermal material remover. I realised that this is that orange off stuff because it smells identical and it acts exactly the same. So let's see if this gets the sticky stuff off the foam pad. Alright, we'll put that aside. See, I don't know what they charge for this stuff. I got it from work. Well, actually, a guy that left work handed me a heap of this stuff. They said, here you go, use this. Alright. So, yeah, it works, but I found out it's that basically that orange off stuff, I reckon. Anyhow, enough jibber jabber. We need to take the screws off this and then make a bracket. So let's get started. Right. And a bit of stuff on there. Soak in for a second. Look at that, like emulsifies it. I have tried using that stuff to reset thermal paste, because everyone uses isopropyl, but I noticed that, you probably noticed it too if you've done it a few times, isopropyl doesn't really mix with thermal interface material that well, whereas this stuff actually dissolves it, like, or emulsifies it. I think it's so cool. And it does a better job than isopropyl anyway. And then give it a spray. And use that bit. Got some. Oh, look at that! That's really shiny. Nice. Alright, so we get our oh, look at that, the burr there. I'll fold that in a sec. But let's check on the stuff. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. It's come off like jelly. Ooh. Yep, there we go. Yeah, let's put thermal pad on. That thermal pad. Just so if anything ever happens, it's not going to shorten out. And there we go. Not the cleanest job, but that's good enough. Alright, so we can put that on now. So we go down one corner. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's right. Put it on. There's a car driving past. There we go. Look at that. Finally, we got the heatsink back on. Go around here, it feels pretty nice. Cool. Alright, well, I gotta go do the dishes. So I'll be back in a few nights and let's do that bracket and the heatsink. Okay, so it's now 2 days later, and I'm just trying to work out how I'm going to attach the new heatsink to the brackets I've made. So I've used the base of the old CPU cooler as the kind of the guide. Now the trick's going to be making sure those line up properly. So I've only going to have one shot of putting the holes in the right spots. So I'm just kind of contemplating. I may have to use a texter or a Sharpie. Well, Sharpie is a texter, isn't it? To get it in the right spot so I can drill the hole, because I can't actually get anything in there to mark it easily, especially that one under there. Actually, that adds. Oh, that's right. You screw it from underneath. I was thinking how we get the screws on. Anyway, no, let's mark it and see how we go. And the clip for my phone. Oh, there we go. It's just falling apart now. The clip for my phone just broke. So there's $8 down the drain. Let's see if I can do this. One hand holding the phone, the other hand doing the Sharpie. That's a terrible job. I think my daughter might have a phone holder thing. I'll forget to check, see if she's got something I can use. Man, that's terrible. I really need a better size Sharpie too. That's terrible. That might be good enough. Let's see how we go. Worst case, we'll have to make another bracket, but or do another screw hole. Anyhow, that might be alright actually. So just line it up with that drawing I did. So just do that on both sides and drill it and countersink it, and hopefully it goes in. Okay, so I've punched a little hole where to drill. Got a countersink tool and some nice cobalt drill bits. So let's do it. Get those burrs off, and that's alright. Alright, mount it to the bracket. So those, I should probably get some isopropyl and clean that off. Okay, so I just deburred those, cleaned them up a little bit. So just get any bits of aluminium off, wet cloth. Alright, let's get them on. That's pretty good. Alright, let's screw it in. This should work right, I think. Yeah, I noticed on these heat sinks, the only thing I don't like, I don't know if you can see that, there's big ridges in between the aluminium and the heat pipes. Just fill that up with thermal paste. Not ideal, but yeah, I don't think it's going to cause a major issue. People going about, oh, direct touch thermal pads. Heat pipes are better, but you know, my Noctua D15 doesn't have direct touch, and that performs pretty good, so it never really matters. Heats. Make sure the last tight. Sweet, look at that. Oh, there we go. So, let's see if it fits. Right, lining it up to the old one. That's pretty good. Cool, I reckon that'll work. Well, now we're going to put the processor on, and finally, after actually forever, feels like forever, put the cooler on. Alright, just in case there's a bit of stuff in there, just going to spread out with some air. And our CPU, which is looking... Did I even clean this? I don't think I did. I'll just give it a quick clean. Yeah, as you can see from my fingers being frozen, I just sprayed a heap of electrical cleaner on it. So let's put a bit of purifier, thermal surface purifier. I wonder what that stuff's made of. It does work, it just gets like that, you know, when you clean stuff, you get like that film of gunk on it, kind of like when you try and clean the shower. Just gets rid of that. So there we go. Nice and clean. Let's install it on the board. Look at that. That's a good purpose for it. Right, make sure we install it around the right way. Cool. Leave the sticker on because that's OEM. And a bracket. And we need to find the back of the bracket. Okay, found the bracket. It's dirty as, so I'm just going to quickly wash it in the sink and I'll be right back. Okay, turns out that actually comes apart. Why it comes apart is beyond me. I'll work it and I'll put it back together. It's very elaborate for something that literally just goes behind this bracket. Now I've got to find the screws. Oh shit, hopefully I haven't lost them. Okay, turns out that actually comes apart. Why it comes apart is beyond me. I'll work it and I'll put it back together. It's very elaborate for something that literally just goes behind this bracket. Now I've got to find the screws. Oh shit, hopefully I haven't lost them. Okay, we found our screws. That took way longer than it should have. So let's put the back plate on. Now, I've drawn a little line here, which obviously means is that way. Alright. man. I haven't even cleaned this bracket. Hang on, I'm gonna go clean it. Alright, so 20 minutes later, and I cannot find the missing screw. So at some point I'm just gonna have to take out the opposing one so it doesn't mess with the tensions too much, and go and find a replacement somehow. It's funny, it's a bit of an in-between size. It might be Imperial actually, because it's right in between the two sizes that I've got floating around. Anyway, my main curiosity is, will this fit? Oh look, the thing's over there. Oh, that's right. I was thinking it went around the other way. Oh, will it fit? Oh, look at that, it fits. Yeah, that's alright. Just gotta get my driver thing, this driver thing, and let's screw it on. Oh, no. Oh, you bugger. What's different between that and that? That is 3 times the thickness. I've got to make some spaces. It's not the end of the world, but it's like, I think I'm just rushing now because I just want to get this done. So I wasn't really paying attention. Does that fit? Alright, now we're going to make some spaces. Oh, not the end of the world, but I really want to get this project done. So, how shall I do it? Oi! Don't do that. That's what happens when I'm trying to look at what I'm recording plus what I'm doing at the same time. I need to go to bed. Oh man. Alright, let's make some spaces. So I guess if I make the spaces roughly the same thickness as that, which I probably should have done in the first place. Actually, yeah, that is actually half the thickness of that, so that's going to be easy. I'll just cut some spaces, glue them on, and we should be good. Oh, it's cold. Get our 4 1x2 centimeter spaces. So we're going to use some shockproof super glue to glue those on. Cool. Alright, wait for that to dry. And in the meantime, I've got a lot of parts to wash. Oh man, I'm just looking over at, I'll show you what I'm looking at. A pile of stuff needs to be washed. So we've got a fan, that's the pile of screws. We've got that, we need to replate that. Clean all these bits up. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, I really wish I'd clean these up with the pressure washer if I want to clean the case. But I'll just clean them in the sink, I guess. Yeah, dusty. I'll screw the drives out. So I was thinking, even if these drives don't work, that faceplate looks pretty generic, so I'll stick it on another drive. What brand is it actually? Do this one-handed. Out. Sony. Oh, cool. It's a Sony. Yeah, I've got a couple of those. So I'll just take the faceplate off, but yeah, I'll clean it, clean the dust off, pull it apart, go from there. Just like doing the dishes. It's like cleaning the IBM in the sink. So I don't have a camera holder that I can use in here, so I'm just going to clean this off camera. That nice and clean. Water's pretty dirty. Oh, yep. Alright, let's give them a rinse off and go and dry them. And I forgot to wash this, so let's pull that apart and wash that. Yeah, pretty grubby. I'm just going to clean the fan in water. As long as you don't get water kind of up in that direction, you kind of wash it, the water running that way. It won't get too much water in it, but I'm actually going to pull the back of this off and re-grease the bearing anyhow, so it doesn't matter if I get water in, because I'll have a chance to clean and dry it out. Alright, I was saying earlier that there's that stuff that removes thermal paste. This is exactly what is in that little bottle, and it costs exactly a quarter of the price for a lot more. So I'm just going to use that to get this label off because it's ruined. Poor part number label. Okay, so just done some cleaning. Just got to clean the drives, but we've cleaned the drive carriers for now. The fan is nice and clean from the next to the dishwashing detergent. So I'm just going to try to do this one hand. Pull the sticker back, and there's the. I'll just take it all off. Stick it over here somewhere. Get a pokey tool. So there's the bearing in there, and it hasn't even got water in it because it's completely dry. Alright, so we can pull that thing out and then pull the bearing out, but can I be bothered? No. Bearing feels nice, so I'm just going to put some silicone grease in there, and yeah, that should be alright. The old silicone grease in the syringe. Yeah, some drizzle of that, so just let that soak into it. And yeah, fan will be good for another, I don't know, however long. Right, and dries. Is that looking there? Yeah, these switches are a bit dirty, they probably work still. It's not that clean looking in there. Yeah, let's see if I've got a better Sony drive. I mean, it may work, but I really want to risk it. I can see right in the back. Probably can't see because there's no light, but yeah, it's definitely drawing crud in there, so it's alright, we can use the black faceplate anyway. Okay, clean up. Oh, should I wash it? I don't know. A bit dirty. There's a bit of dirt behind the thing. So anyway, so we can clean that. Next up, CD drive. Not the best CD drive. I have black CD drives. This is just a standard compact disc. So, I may actually put another drive in this. January 2005. What brand is it? HL. HL. What was HL short for? I can't remember. Anyway, I'll just go clean the dust off it anyway. Yeah. Works. Yeah, clean the dust off with a paintbrush. Not sure if I'll use this, but I'll put it aside anyway. Nothing special about a black CD-ROM drive. It doesn't even do DVD, so I may have some stuff to load on it with that has DVD discs, so I might turf that, I think. And like that. And you can see how things are all nice and clean. This has had time to dry. Being re-greased, just put the sticker back on. A bit of massage. That'll be alright. Looks almost brand new. Gonna stick it back in there. Try around to go that way. There, these things back on. That way. I'm impressed with the rubber's still good. It's like all the dust and dirt saved the rubber from perishing. This stupid finger in the way for so, just make it trickier. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Alright, cages are all clean. See there. So, what have we got left now? We've got a bucket load of screws that are mixed in with other things. Memory. Probably not going to use this original memory. So I've got some sticks. If you looked in the video where I went sifting through my CPU and memory collection. Although that one's got a genuine IBM sticker on it. Maybe we'll keep that one. How much is it? $256. What have I got? It's DDR1. I think I've got 512 sticks there. So I don't know. It comes down to what I'm going to run off of it, really. Oh, these, I've got to clean these up too. It's tin. I'll just clean that up quickly, it's alright. That's the thing that I tumbled in the parts tumbler a while ago. Just gotta clean and repolish. All the grey steel is visible, so I can probably recoat that, but not right now. But yeah, alright. Let's keep moving. Alright, just gonna replate this plate. Shield where a 5 1/4 inch drive sits, so it's getting the last of the rust off with some steel wool, and we're going to put it in some hot vinegar to get the rest of the surface rust off, and then we'll resurface it. We'll replate it. Sugar. Woo. Sizzle, sizzle. Alrighty, it's calmed down a bit now. It's just that slushing around a bit, and I'm just finishing some stuff for work, testing a heap of mainboards, so let's clear this out of the way and carry on with what's important. Add some demineralized water. Just to cover the top of that. And there we go. Now let's hook up some electrodes. Add some demineralized water. Just to cover the top of that. And there we go. Now let's hook up some electrodes. Okay, so I've got my zinc rod, it's very soft. So we're going to hook up some electrodes in here and do some plating. So let's cut this bar in half. Wow! Quite soft, but still a little bit tough. So as you can see, I got like slightly impatient, and thought, what happens if I crank the volts and the current all the way up to maximum? This happens, it's bubbling away. So this will create a very rough coating, but what I do is I do it initially high voltage, high current, then slow it down, and then the final finish should be nice. Which is why I had sugar in there. Believe it or not, sugar makes it have a nice shiny finish. So anyway, let's keep on waiting. Alright, after a couple minutes, back to 3 volts and 300 milliamps maximum. And it's back to just cruising along. So again, leave this for a while, let it finish. Okay, so it's been here about an hour and a half. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, slowly getting there. It's a little bit missing on the sides there, so just got to keep repositioning the electrodes, because wherever it's closest, it kind of covers that area. So I've just been moving it around. So you see, it's like going crazy there. So yeah, I don't know, another hour or two, and it'll probably be replated. Fizzing away, fizzle. I also did a quick electroplate on one of the screws because it had a little bit of rust on it. So yeah, so I just did a thin coat just for a couple of minutes. Just gave it a wire brush and then a quick zap on the electrode. And you see I was hoping to avoid getting it on the stainless there, but oh well, at least it's not going to rust. Right, now, so I could not find that screw, and I could not find one that would even remotely fit it. So rather than thread it and end up making it worse, I'm just going to wait till I find the right screw. So I've written down the size and everything. So for now, we can mount our CPU. So first up, we'll do a trial fit. Facing that way. So this has got the spacers on there. Should go on alright. Yep, good. It's a little bit rougher. Yeah, pretty good. So as you can see, that's spring tension on those on both sides. It's firm as. Cool. Alright, now we'll take it off, chuck some thermal paste on. Pretty solid in 3 on. Alright, let's chuck some thermal paste on. Which shall we use? I reckon we'll use NTH1. There's any left of me. The only thing is this, it's not completely flat, there's like little ridges in there, so we use these at work, so I just have to fill those ridges with thermal paste. And I think this tube's empty. Yep, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Alright, we've got a ton of these things hanging around the place. Alright. There we go. So, chuck it, paste in the gaps. And this one feels almost empty too. Yeah, this one's a bit too empty. It's just enough to placing these gaps just to make it gap free. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Oh, this one. No, there's not enough left in there. Nope, 2 empty tubes. I'll put it so you can't see how much is left in them. Anyway, I'm just going to hunt for another tube. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I think I've got one left in my box from my MHD15. And there is none in here. Great. Oh, that's the problem. I thought I had at least one tube hanging around somewhere, but clearly not. Also got an NHL9. Nothing there, just a case badge, but it's not going to help us. Hey, I wonder if these screws. No, they look too small. I was thinking maybe for the mainboard, but oh well. I'll have to use something else. Well, I don't have a choice. Alright, let's go have a look. Alright, so I'm going to have to use this little tube of Master Gel Pro. I've got big tubes of this stuff that I use for like more low-end builds or CPUs. I really want to use premium stuff on this, but I can always add some later, it's no big deal. So, oh wow, it's like really liquidy. Yeah, it'll be alright. Push that down. Yeah, put a bit more on. Yes, but I was worried for a second there it wasn't actually making contact between the base of the cooler and the bracket, but when I push down I can feel that's making pretty good contact, so that's no problem. But regardless, I'm going to stress test this under load using what's that thing called? The Ultimate Boot CD. Has a heap of old school utilities on it for testing CPUs and watching temperatures, so yeah, just to make sure, because I've done such a significant change to the cooler, I'm going to make sure that it's working correctly, obviously. It's really stiff. I think it may have electroplated the thread slightly. It's a bit thicker, stiffer than it was before. Alright, now we've got to find memory. Just going to undo this. Take it off this finally. System fan, CPU fan, which Tyler will not. Keep it tidy. Yep. It's a 4-wire, it's only a 3-wire header, but that doesn't matter, it'll still work. Alright, now memory. So the original memory sticks that were in it was, it's a 256 DDR and another 256, so it's 512. It's got 4 things. It's got genuine IBM though. So what do we do? Do you reckon we clean these up or chuck some bigger, maybe like Kingston memory? So DDR 333, I reckon I've got DDR 400 there. Whether this works and needs it or not, I can't remember off the top of my head. Let's go up. Memory. Got 3 boxes with memory, so let's have a look. I did a video on this a while ago just to see what I had, but not for the life of me remember what I actually saw. I'm too lazy to go back through that video. There you go, what's this? 2 gig of DDR2, right? I should have some Kingston sticks in here somewhere. Oh, look at that, heap of SD RAM. Wow. Hey, 256 SD RAM. I'll have to put together a Pentium 3 or something. There we go, Elixir. What a name for memory. 06? Yeah, it's kind of 512 DDR 400. Yeah, I reckon I'll stick those in. I mean, this thing was made in 05, these are 06. Close enough. Alrighty. So I'll show you something that I do with memory, especially if it's been sitting around for a bit. It tends to get like a really oxidization, like a coating on the gold pins. So I just get it cleaner and just gently go along those pins. I remember having to do this heaps back in the Pentium 2, Pentium 3 era. A lot of the times these were not gold contacts, and they used to get like corrosion or something on them. Yeah, anyway, it's best to have clean gold contacts, whatever way you want to look at it. Alright, let's put those in. So we've got, where's the numbers? Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we populate number 1 and number 3. You probably stick those in as well, but the memory speeds aren't the same. I say it's best to match chips, you know, like with different sims, but seriously, when I've mucked around with them, I've never found issues mixing sims. I mean, the worst case is everything will slow down to the performance of the slowest module. But I mean, it's not the end of the world. It depends what you're doing, you know. So anyway, memory's in. That's on. And that's alright. Yep. Cool. Just gotta find a battery. Nice brand new battery. It's King Tian Lee. Sure, it's a very great brand. Alright, we got 2 and 3 is clear. 1 and 2 is normal. Ka-ching! And the real-time clock comes to life. Alright. Should we test that before we put it in the case? Nah, let's just put it in the case. Alright, so it's been in there for about 6 hours now. So, time to turn it off. It's like plated the clamp. And there we go. So it looks good. It's not as shiny as I was hoping it would be. That's why I put sugar in the mix before. That's even really dirty now. So anyway, let's go rinse it off and see how. Don't know if we're gonna make that shine or not. I don't know. Anyway. It's looking very, very dull. That's alright. I mean, the main reason I did this was for corrosion resistance, get rid of the rust. I mean, you remember seeing, if you've watched the first video, what that actually looked like. And even though it's not shiny, it's still looking a heck of a lot better. Ironically, it's not actually going to be seen, it's going to be behind a blanking plate. Which is what I was thinking, it doesn't really matter if it's not shiny, as long as it's not rusty. So yeah, let's put the drive cages back in it. Yeah. Really, I mean, what you're going to plate is going to be the same color as the electrodes that you're using. So that's pretty close. Yeah, I was still hoping it'd be a bit shinier. Should have added more sugar. I'll just keep note for next time. Let's put them away for another day. Just looking at the water I used, you can see where all the rust has come off. So probably for a good 2 hours I absolutely hammered it with current and voltage, 32 volts, 5 amps. And then for the last 4 or so hours I turned the current down to 100 milliamps per electrode. So there's 4 bits of electrode sticking in the water, so 400 milliamps. I think I went 600 for a while, but I think I settled for 400. And 6 volts. And that's how it turned out. Yeah, it's not terrible, but not shiny. It used to be shiny. Maybe I should just stop worrying about the fact it's not shiny and get on with it. Okay, our cage. So give this a quick wipe over. A few watermarks around the place. Last time you saw this, it was being pressure washed. A few marks around the casing. Get those off quick smart. A couple of scratches and stuff around it, but you know what? I'm kind of getting to the point now where I'm not going to go overboard on this project anymore. I really just want to get it back together and working. I mean, the main board is all nice, that's the main thing. There's no dust. I mean, like I said, you saw how this thing looked when I first got it. There's a bit of dust in there now. It's 200% better than when I first got it, so. Not sure if they're going to be any good, but find a way to repair those if they don't work. I mean, probably not going to use it anyway. USB on a Windows XP machine. Alright, so what are we going to do? Oh, that's pretty cool. It's got like a, what about that? It's got some sticker on there. So it's a sticker off. Funny, everything from IBM's got a part number on it. Every little thing. What's this thing? Oh, what was on there? Nothing. That was, I can see the imprint on the underside of that thing. Whoa, IO shield? Where is the IO shield? Let's have a look. This is all the crap for it. That's true. I was looking at it just before. Where's it gone? Ah, here it is. That's good. I'll just give it a quick wipe here. Not too exciting. Just give it a wipe over. Cool. Yeah, that's good. All right, we can put the fan assembly in. Look at that, it like blanks off that part of the thing, just have that on there. So I guess if you don't have that on there, there's more flow, but I don't know. Funny design. And I've forgotten how this goes on. Oh, that's right, you push it in. There's little finger tabs at the back. It's alright, I remembered. So we got that. And what should we do now? Drive bays. So we'll start with the bottom one. It's all nice and clean after being washed. So like that. That goes there. Now CD drive. So this is only a standard CD drive. This is the original drive. And I don't really care. Hitachi, it's not a bad brand. 20 to 48 speed IDE CD-ROM drive. But I've got a couple of, I reckon one of these up here is an IDE. So we're going to upgrade it to, look at that, that's IDE. And we're going to, ooh, Blu-ray. That's SATA, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Random box. And that's SATA. And that is SATA. So I do actually have a brand new drive, but this one looks pretty nice. Oh, it's the same brand as well, look at that, Hitachi. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it looks good. Used, I have no idea where it came from, but yeah, that'll do alright. Let's put that in. This is August 2006 as well. That's funny, IBM used a crappy standard CD drive, which is kind of cool. It's the same brand as the how's that for keeping it close to original? So what's this one? This one's 2005, January 2005. This one is August 2006. So yeah, cool. Put that one in. We're going to get more closely related than that. And I'll put the screws right here. These strange. These have actually got a. They got a Phillips head, Phillips and flat head. It's in. Cool. Very nice. Ooh, do a bit of dust around there. Just clean that dust off. Can't have that. I don't even know if this drive. I'm pretty sure this drive works. It's up there. Yeah, I just can't remember the last time I used it. Yeah, quite good as new. Put this in. Now this. Goes in that way. Yep. What's going on there? Okay, all the effort just to make that not rusty. Funny that this didn't rust. I guess the plating's a lot heavier than that. It's just a thin tin coating. Alright, put the plastic handle on. That needs to go on there, but keep it original. Look at that, so we've got the website, ibm.com. Why would you put that on there? This is silly. Alright. Put those guys down there. Sweet. So, cables. I'm going to clean some cables. And the original cables are over here, looking nice and clean. Oh, wow. Dirty though. Alright, I'm just going to go give these a quick clean and I'll be right back. Okay, so I accidentally dropped one of these in the sink and I thought, you know what, I'll just clean it in the sink. So you're probably thinking, oh Mike, you can't go cleaning bloody drive cables in the sink. But trick is you just got to make sure you get the water out here as soon as possible. So, go through it again. Alright, let's go check it on the dehumidifier. that is drying, let's put the rest of this back together. So we've got blanking plate. Huh, does that sit over the top of that? Does that clip in somewhere? Or is this for something else? That's a good question. That's the case there. Nope, this blanking plate definitely fits on here somehow. Looks like something's missing. Oh, have a look in a second. Meantime, we've got, that's easy. Oh, it doesn't have the skis for the hard drive. Oh, that's a shame. So this never came with a hard drive originally. What I have found is a nice Sony drive. It's gonna be oh, look at that, it's even date correct, 2005. So that's a good drive that I had put aside. And as I said earlier, this is a Sony drive. Oh, look at that, it's even in the same model number. Sweet. So I'm going to take the black plate from this one and put it onto there. It actually says Sony, that's pretty cool, but prefer black. Okay. Yeah, look at that, it does line up. Cool. We have ourselves a pizza drive made out of bits of Sony drives. Just chuck it in. So there's only screws on one side. Now, hard drive, we're going to find some rails. So let's go find some rails. Alright, we may have some rails in here. If not, I'm not sure where I'm going to get some rails from. Oh, you know what? I did have rails. I reckon I threw them out because I'm like, why am I holding onto these rails? Yes, I remember the rails. I had them with all these IO shields. Yeah, well, let's make some. Just joking. Could 3D print some, or I'll be right back. Okay, just remembered I had some of these in an old cage at the back. And of course they don't fit. They're like, oh man, like 2 millimeters, not even 2 millimeters. Why can't they just make standard size rails? Something that they strip aluminium, and of course it's like IBM knew someone was going to try and make something fit at some point. Look at that, by a millimeter, not even a millimeter. I could shave that, but fuck, that's too messy. I'll run out just to do that. Man, I've got some rails. I just had an idea. Actually, down here I have a commercial computer core that I was diagnosing, and we have these carriers on them. So I wonder if this will fit. Trying to do this with one hand is not a good idea. Actually, I'm gonna go put the camera down, come back and get it. Alright, so here's the green tray. Will it fit? It's a bit loose. Yeah, it's alright. I mean, it doesn't clip in, but it kind of, at least it slides in. Kind of. Let's see how it goes with a hard drive. 80 gig. No, look at that. That's gonna be a problem, so we can't do that. Alright. Maybe I'll just worry about the rails later. Put some kind of thing on the drive. I don't know. I'm really getting over this project. It's taking a long time trying to do everything as properly as possible, but yeah. Alright, go find some rails. Or a solution to my rail problem. Okay, so I've just remembered I've got this little guy. Whoa, that I've almost dropped. I'm doing it with one hand. Freaking heavy. So this is like a same era. It's like a mini IBM. Let's take a look in there. Open the hood of a car. Oh, what's that? Ah, that's the button. I was thinking they were spare rails. Inside a mini. How's this lift up? Unlock. I might unlock the. Oh, there we go. Look at that. This one's got. Oh, it's got the same fans as the other one. It's got two of them in the front. That's pretty cool. Well, if we need a spare fan, that's where we're gonna find one. Cooler. It's like a compact kind of version of the other one. It's got some memory. I haven't actually opened this up yet. A guy from work gave this to me a while ago. I wasn't all that interested in it, but of course it doesn't have the right rails. It's got some weird squeezy latch thing going on. So yeah, I can't steal the rails out of you. It doesn't have a hard drive though. And it's a Hitachi Desk Star. Capacity 80 gig. I've got so many 80 gig drives, it's not funny. Look at that, it's a funny shaped mainboard. It's like really long. Yeah, I think I like the big one better. Alright. Check this out. I was just looking inside this thing. Have a look at this. So this is a Pentium 4 socket 478. Check out this weird looking PCI Express slot. It's black. It's got like PCI Express 1, as you can see there, and then it's got like plastic, and then there's like bits where you can. I've not seen a card that would fit that. They've got like bits of it, like 4 pins here, 3 pins here, a couple more at the back. It's like it's a PCI Express 1 and a bit, not quite. I don't know, that's bizarre. I've not seen a PCI Express slot like that before. If you've seen a card that can fit this, put a comment in the comments, because I have not seen a card that would fit that. I mean, obviously one would fit that, but not populating these other extra bits back here. That's bizarre. Anyway, back to the under the desk. So I've been thinking about this for about 2 minutes, and I came up with an idea. Use some of this stuff. So what we could do, that's what I thought. What we can do is cut this into 4 bits, curl the edges here and here, so it kind of slides in top and bottom, just to keep the hard drive steady. We could find a clip if we really had to, but that's not really that important at this stage. So another test drive. It's just a bunch of random IDE drives I had sitting there. Like, I've even forgotten where they came from. So yeah, let's have a look. For a second there, I was hoping the holes would like line up and make like a less jank kind of bracket system. There we go. So let's bend this in the vise. Here we are in our trusty vise. So I'll just try. I'll do it to about that on each side. Yeah, that's something I need to consider. I'll put that on there. That's alright. Do it this way. Fine. Yeah, I wonder if that'll fit. Oh, look at that. Oh. No, that's just a shape. If I just file that down, that'll slide in there. It gives you enough space to put the head of the screws on there. So, until I can find some proper rails, if I ever find some proper rails, I think that's going to have to do. I mean, at least it's going to keep it in there nicely. So, anyway, I'll go do these, fold them up, and I'll be right back. Alright, let's see what hard drives we got here. So these are mostly good drives. Everything from a 320 IDE. They're all IDE. A couple of new ones up here. So I think we should treat it to a new one, definitely. So this one is, that's not new. This one, what do we got here? This is a brand new 160 gigabytes. I reckon that'll be alright. It's still its original bag. And if it dies, we've got a bucket load of drives. I've probably got, including ones, geez, how many drives have I got? Probably more than I need. There's about 15 drives up there. Anyway, this one will do for now. So let's go. Okay, so we've got our new hard drive. Look at that. Brand new. I remember when IDE was going, well, they were finishing IDE, I thought, man, I should grab a couple of IDE drives and set them aside for the future. So I grabbed about 10 or 15, but this is a nice shiny new drive. Barracuda 160 gig. So I could put like a CF card in or an SD card, but you know, I mean, why hold on to these hard drives if I wasn't going to use them, you know? So let's get some screws on. See if our makeshift carrier works. Yeah, matching black screws because all the other screws are black, although they don't have the funky hex head and flat head on them. I plan to finish this sooner rather than later because I've got so much stuff I want to do, and I've got a mining rig that's currently playing up. Yes, I'm still mining, only for 5 hours a day in the middle of the night, between 1 and 6, when power is cheap, so that way our solar can still charge it all up. Yeah, that's alright. It'll do till I find some genuine rails. It's not touching the bottom. Yeah, that'll do. Just leave it like that. Let's get it back together. Get a funky little handle back on. Yep, it's gonna slide out. Look at that. Presto. Cool. Now we've got to find a speaker. It's a bit dusty. Let's get that dust off. Gently get it all off with a paintbrush. That'll do. It sits in there. That'll do. Okay, now let's put the star of the show back in, the main board. Yeah, I didn't even lose the screws. Alright, let's put this bad boy back in. Look at that. Imagine if it didn't work now. Oh, it's like some unforeseen thing from it sitting around for forever. Oh, be careful. Help if I tilted that up and removed it. Don't damage it. Alright, so far we've got our drives back in. Cables all routed. It's close to, I remember they all routed. So let's get a power supply. Alright, back in my parts room again, and straight away here's the Antec that we've put aside. Let's put it in. Okay, we have our power supply. So this is I think I introduced this guy earlier video. It's a Antec 430 watt modular, one of the first modular ones actually. This is from about, I don't know, 2008, and I decided to use this one because the original power supply I did not trust. It worked, but hey, I've got this sitting there doing nothing. What's with that? Probably used once or twice as a test power supply, but yeah, be alright. Alright, so put that. Hey, we might actually be able to power this up tonight. What do you reckon, should we? Yeah, those of you who've been waiting 2 years for me to finish this, probably saying, just finish the damn thing, Mike. Don't worry, I've been telling myself the same thing. But I need one. Probably always cut one of those off. It's not like it's ever gonna need a second. Actually, no, I'm gonna do that. I'll be right back. Alright, we only need one of these, so let's nip one off. So we'll go right in there. So it's not even going to short. Now, I could stick some liquid electrical tape on there, and I'm going to, because knowing my luck, something will touch it and short it out. I'm not sure what, but one day I'll be poking around there in a screwdriver and I go, oh shit. And I go bang, and then the power supply will go into protect mode and nothing will happen because it will go into protect mode. I've got some liquid electrical tape. Let's just put a bit in there. There we go. When that dries, it's like clear liquid electrical tape. Probably just blowing that whole tube just for that, but that'll prevent it shorting out possibly. Okay, so we've got IDE is there. And floppy. I think what I'll do, I'm just going to power this up now. I'll tidy its wiring up later, but I think that ribbon cables are routed okay. So yeah, still want to cable tie that so it's neat, and also have it so everything can swivel, move around. I reckon that's actually, we should be able to get on board video now. Drives are all plugged in. Yep. One's in. RAM's all in. Cables are all in. Something's missing. There we go. That. Oh, what's it got on here? It's grabbed it. Why are you grabbing that? Oh, I just broke that off. It's alright, clips back on. There it is. He's not happy there. What's going on? Is it just because there's so much flexing? There's nothing there. And that. And that cables for the power. Go in. I do. Alright. Shall we power it up? Yes, we should. So, what do you reckon this is going to work? Holder. There we go. Which is all wired up. Not complete. Far from complete, actually. But let's get some power. Right, what do we need? We need a power, and we need a VGA, which is currently down here. It's the mining computer. It's not the mining computer running. Oh, I still got to put the hex screws back in too. It's not important right now. What's important is, will it turn on? And we need a keyboard. Oh, where's my little... I have a really cool USB keyboard and mouse. Actually, I'm going to go get it. I'll be right back. Alright, here it is. Sorry, I meant PS2. I was busy trying to remember where it was and not thinking straight. So it's like a mini PS2 and touchpad. Diebold. Those of you know who Diebold is, not really. Actually, they don't actually exist anymore. It's a place I used to work at, actually. And I can't see why we can't turn this on, shall we? Turn the screen on. Turn on. Alright, so we're going to hear a beep, hopefully. 3, 2, 1. And we press the power button. And we press the power button. It's going on. There we go. Hey! Turned on, then it turned off. Press it. Oh, now it's turned on. It's automatic power switch. Come on, give me some display. Beep! It's probably retraining the memory. I hope it's retraining the memory. Please be retraining the memory. Fan's working. Fan's working. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. She's not giving us a display. So what do we know? Well, if we press or hold, that turns off. We know the logic is working on the mainboard, part of it. We know that we have got 2 unknown RIM memory sticks. I don't know where they came from, but they're quite a nice size. We have a CD drive. I do find back in, actually fixed computers in this era of Pentium 4s, and sometimes the IDE drive would stop it from booting. So what we're going to do is revert it back to what's called a basic configuration, the most basic configuration that needs to boot. So unplug all the drives as such to start with. I very much doubt that mainboard, even though I recapped it and it's been sitting on a bench for like a year, I don't see why it would have developed any mystery faults. Hopefully this cap's right. Alright, turn it on. Sorry, on. It's a good sign that it actually listens to the power switch and gives us a green light. We should have had a screen by now. Alright, so next thing, we're going to remove one of the sticks of memory, because the original problem was one of those slots did have gunk in it, and I did clean it and polished it and it did work, but let's just try removing one. Was that the... I reckon that was the slot that had gunk in it. Anyway, let's try it. Let's try it with one stick of RAM. Green. Oh, I see a screen. Just flashed IBM. Oh, look at that. This, there we go. Where's that beep? I didn't hear a beep. IBM thinks so. Oh, there's the beeps. A bit late. What are you whinging about? Beep beep. What's beep beep mean? Beep beep means where's my other memory stick? BIOS, this configuration, yes, that's because we have no battery in it. On the setup. Okay. Doesn't actually show you what drives it's detected. Maybe it hasn't. Maybe that's why it's not showing. Anyway, that's all I'm going to do for this video. I'm just going to leave it at that. So it powers up and it stays powered up. So our next video, I'm going to work out how to run some bootable diagnostics and pick a video card and install Windows. I'll catch you next video.